All right, guys, welcome back to The Cultural Shift, the podcast where we talk to leaders, entrepreneurs, and solopreneurs about the habits that they're implementing within their business and their personal life to scale and to grow. And today I have a very special guest with me, Christine Teh from Teh Financial Coaching. Hey, Christine, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. It's warm here in California, Silicon Valley. So good thing we have AC. So, but otherwise things are good.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I
Thank
can.
you for having me on your podcast.
No, absolutely. It's a pleasure. I know we've been crossing path on LinkedIn for quite some time now. And that's honestly probably where I want to start. Christine, you, according to me, have like this legendary status in LinkedIn where you started about a year ago and you've completely mastered the art of networking. So what is it that you're doing? What's your secret? How did you get to the success level that you're at right now?
Yeah, so I started being in September 2019, which is last year. So, yeah, so I don't know, like I just stay on LinkedIn a lot. I spend a lot of time on LinkedIn, about an hour every day, just, engaging with people, posting, commenting, and then like I just kind of grew from there. But yeah, I don't know. I think like I didn't come on LinkedIn to be a LinkedIn coach, but because of my growth, a lot of people keep asking me questions. So then I decided I'm gonna offer that a service, and now I just launched a course for an online LinkedIn course that yeah, it has already started, and I already have like 24 members now on my Facebook group, because everyone get access to my Facebook group whenever they buy the online program.
That's amazing. Yeah, I think I just saw your launch maybe about a couple of weeks ago.
It was just a week ago.
Wow, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
You know what?
Thank
Before I
you.
even get into my questioning, that 1 hour a day, like I know that I myself personally have blocked off about an hour, hour and a half every day to come on LinkedIn and try to be as active as I possibly can. But there's so many different activities, right? There's commenting, there's posting, there's networking. What do you prioritize as far as your activities? Which ones do you focus on?
Yeah, so every morning it's just part of my habit to post. So basically, between 7 to 8 a.m. PST. So I just focus on my time zone, because either PST or EST, because my target market is on the time zone anyway. So focus on the time zone of your market. Then so I post that, and then for about an hour after I post, I'll be engaging there, commenting. And then throughout the day, I'll just respond to some comments. Actually, the post I did today, I have a lot of comments that needs to be responded to, so I need to get to that. So after that, then I do a lot of back end work. I connect with people, and then like when I say connect with people, it's not just like random sales pitching. So I connect with people who have already either commented, like reacted to my comment, to my content, and then also like people I have a connection to. So I don't just like sales pitch, because a lot of people on LinkedIn hate that. You like randomly message someone who doesn't know you, and then you're like, oh, this is my service, this is me, and then you can start building from there.
Right. No, absolutely. I will tell you one of the advices that you maybe inadvertently gave me that helped me out a lot when I first came on LinkedIn. One of my strategies was every time I would post, I would tag some of my friends on there. And I think I saw one of your posts where you asked, "Hey, what do you think about tagging?" And you and I got into a conversation about, well, you might have great content, but nobody's seeing it, so don't you want to tag? And I know that ever since you and I've had that conversation, I've completely stopped that activity, and I'm getting a lot more organic likes and organic comments versus manufactured comments that my friends would have just kind of came on and said, "Hey, great share."
Mhm. Yep, exactly. So I'm not a big fan of tagging. You see that I don't I rarely tag. I do tag once in a while, but I rarely tag. So I did a poll on tagging, who likes tagging. So the what won was that only tag me if it's relevant. So like a lot of people, like if it's not relevant, they'll just like do like 50, 60 tags, and then like, so for me, I have no problem if someone tag me who always engages in my content. So like I'm more than happy to support back, because sometimes I might not see their content feed, but if I see them always commenting on mine, then I'll be more than happy to. But most of the time it's random people who just never show up, and you're like, who's this person? It's like all of a sudden they just tag you out of the blue, and then you're like, who are you? So I just ignore them usually. And yeah, most of the time I just like, whatever, who's this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad that we got to connect on that, because I know some of the practices that you've been sending my way, It's absolutely been helping me. So I appreciate all the advice that you've been sending my way.
Yeah,
So
thank you.
Christine, I want to start off about your company, your Teh Financial Coaching. Tell me a little bit about it. Why financial coaching? Out of all the things that you can do, what is it about financial coaching that entices you so much?
Yeah, so it's very simple. I love personal finances. So I've always loved personal finance since I was young, and I love being a businesswoman. I love entrepreneurship. So I think I just found my calling. Like it's just like I just love hustling. Like entrepreneur is not for everyone. You need to have that certain mindset. There's an employee mindset and entrepreneur mindset. It's two totally different mindset, and then it's really not for everyone. So it just works out for me. So the reason why I got into this because I've always loved personal finance and I always loved learning about it, and I'm pretty good at it. And so in 2016, when after like being in corporate for like 10 years and you start wondering about your life, well, I had been wondering on and off about it, but it took at 2016 was the year I had some spiritual growth, and then I was doing a bunch of stuff, and then meditation and doing a lot of spiritual work. So it got me into thinking, and I had a life coach, spiritual coach, and then she got me asked me, it's like, why don't you try doing this on the side because you love doing it, and then just see how things go. So if I had to advise anyone to see about to try, if they want to try something out on the side, like they're an employee, keep your day job and then do this side hustle on this on the side, side hustle. So do it nights and weekends. So because you want to try out first of all if you like it,
Yeah.
second if you actually can make money out of it,
Yeah.
and then if you're comfortable making money out of it, and you have to really try out all the parts of entrepreneurship, all the marketing, all the creating your own website and so you have to try that out on the side, so there's less risk. If it doesn't make money the first 2 years, then you're not so worried about it because you have a full-time job. Yeah, and that's how I got into it, and I really like it. And then I had a couple of clients who signed up for my coaching in the beginning. I did it for free to a couple of my friends at first, and then in exchange for testimonial if they're happy. Then
Mhm.
after that, I started getting more slowly getting clients from Yelp, because I the testimonial is on Yelp, so they start finding me there. And then so yeah, I just kind of went from there. I started having like one client a week, or like one every other week, but it wasn't too bad. Like I was freaking out that I need to make so much money at that time. So I did that for 2 years part-time, and then
Right.
I quit my corporate job May of last year. So it's been 1 year since I've been a full-time entrepreneur.
Congratulations. You used to
Thank
work
you.
at Visa before, right? I think I remember you saying that on one of
Yes.
your podcasts.
Yes. So I was working at Wells Fargo for a long time. Then I went to Visa. That I worked there when I started this business. So I was there for like maybe 3 years before I quit. So it's a really good company. I mean, if anyone really wants to look for a job in a good company, Visa is one of them because they have very good benefits.
Yeah, no, I agree with you as far as parts of entrepreneurship, right? I mean, there's so many factors that people don't take into account. Creating a website, creating your content, getting online, commenting. You can't just outsource it to anybody else because it won't be as
Yep.
authentic as you are. It really
Mhm.
it really is a full-time job and a half. I mean, there's days where I'm up till like
Yeah.
2, 3 o'clock just creating stuff, and then I'm back up at like 6 or 7 in the morning because you can't stop the hustle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yep, exactly. And I really had to block a day off now, because otherwise I'll be working. Actually, even though on my day off I still work. When I meant day off, is day off from client sessions or any calls or podcasts or whatever. That's on a Sunday, but I still work. Like I send my newsletter every Sunday. I still have a bunch. I have like sticky post-its here all over my wall about what I have to do. So I do that on a Sunday. So it's not really a day off per se. So I still do a lot of stuff. So you still work. So yeah, I think like entrepreneur, you tend to work every day, but then like it's very satisfying, because then the hard work you do is for you, it's for your business. Like, and it's not for your boss who's like, who's worried about their bonus, and then he's worried about their or the higher ups bonus. So it's like, I just don't want to deal with it. I want to work hard for myself and not for anyone else.
So I do want to jump off and kind of ask you, one of the things you said at the very beginning is when you don't have the clients, when you don't have the money and you're freaking out, right? It's so hard to stay centered, to trust the process, to, as Gary Vee says, right? Stop judging yourself, just trust the process, just show up, do the work, and it will happen. When you're actually in that phase, when you were going through it, what is it that pulled you through to say, I will get there, I just need to keep showing up?
Um, Well, what pulled me through is that I know if I don't keep going, I'm not gonna make money. If I don't make money, then I'm not gonna feed myself or my bills. So that is actually my greatest motivation. So I know it's a fear based, but then at the same time, my other motivation is also like, I love helping people. So I just enjoy the work. When I see people's finances, I see how they're doing. Like, I don't know, it's just like for as long as I remember, I've always been curious about people's finances. I'm like, how are they doing? Why is this person who's rich, like, and they seem to still struggle and they complain about money still, but they make like six figures, very good money. So I've always wondered about that. So now I'm actually doing the work. I'm actually, seeing their finances and then working with their money mindset, money mantra. So we're trying to figure out and identify where is all that coming from. So I actually had an old headline before. I used FBI, which is Financial Behavior Investigator. So I investigate. I'm gonna put that back on my head, like that sounds kind of catchy.
No, you should
Yeah.
definitely use it. I think I saw a post from you, right? It said that you can make $150,000 and still be broke, or make $40,000 and be very rich.
Yeah.
And I definitely know some people who are making in the 40s, 50s, have a 5-person family, but they're the happiest people I've ever seen in my life. Versus I've got friends who are making six figures and they wake up on the wrong side of bed almost every single day.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, it doesn't matter. I mean, like, it matters how much you make, but what matters is that expensive lifestyle doesn't really matter how much you make, right? Unless you make really a lot of money, then because you first of all you have to worry about, okay, is your you worry about your life now, like, can you afford this lifestyle? Then later on you have expensive lifestyle. Then if most people don't really change, so unless you slowly gradually change already, like, or if you're gonna keep the way you are, then by retirement you're gonna need a lot more. So and then, like, if you're really struggling with now, then you're gonna have a hard time being able to save that much money to be able to afford your retirement. So like I have a couple right now, like they both make very good money, but they still feel like they're living paycheck to paycheck. That's because they have a huge house, like beautiful house. I live in Silicon Valley and they also live somewhere, in the expensive area. And then, like, their mortgage is very high. So and then they have kids, so they have to pay for daycare and stuff like that. So they're living paycheck to paycheck, sadly. So, and I don't know, like, I mean, when they retire, so they might not be able to, they're gonna keep living this lifestyle. So we still have to figure out what things can be changed, because like sometimes you get used to a certain lifestyle. You're like, oh, I'm making this much money, so I'm gonna do this, like, I don't know, get my hair done, whatever, like not during the coronavirus anymore, but
Yeah.
like they like to eat out all the time, well, or take out. So if
Yeah.
you have that lifestyle, then it's changed that later.
Yeah. Well, I will tell you, this hat is a byproduct of coronavirus. You do not want to see how long my hair is in here. I I have not gone to get a haircut for, I think, 2.5 months now. So I
Oh.
completely understand that.
Mhm. Yep,
So
yep.
hey, so essentially what I do with my audience, right? I talk about these 5 habits that I've seen across the board, every person, every leader, every successful company implement in their life. They all call it different things, but they all essentially break down to the same thing all the time. And that's the reason why I see people scaling up. And I call them: simplify your life, select the right people, solve the issues, systemize your life, and see the future by defining your KPIs. I specifically wanna ask you about your selection process, right? Specifically, again, with LinkedIn, how do you select the people that you want to work with? How do you select the people that you want to network? What's that process for you?
Yeah, so I know people always talk about niche. So for me, actually, I used content marketing. So I
Mhm.
use attraction marketing and content marketing. So I speak with whatever, like feel like what I just go with the flow. Like, like, okay, it's like I want to attract people who are having a hard time managing their money. So I did that post, the 150K versus 40K, because I'm trying to speak to the people who's like, oh yeah, they can't manage. I'm like, yeah, I'm in the same boat. So they're gonna reach out to me. So it's like, I guess that's one type of audience. So then I'll talk maybe about credit cards too, then that's one type of audience. So I don't really like very strict on the niche. So I focus on attraction marketing, like how will my content attract them, because like that's less work for you. then because you have your social media, the world at your fingertips, so you have to know how the right content. So let them come to you, and then you don't have to do so much work and then to go out there and then trying to find, because like it's very hard for me to figure out who needs financial help. I can't just look at their profile and be like, okay, I think you need like it's very hard. Like I'm gonna waste so much time trying to message everybody. Do you need financial help, whatever? And then people are gonna hate you because that's a sales pitch, right? So it's better like let them, you connect with people. Well, at least for me, then they see my content, they speaks to them, then they come and reach out to me. So that's the way I like to do it. So then in terms of networking, like a very big networking platform, so I just choose people who makes me feel good, and who are nice people, who makes me feel good, who I have a good chemistry with when we start messaging each other. Because I don't have a lot of time to get on phone calls or Zoom calls, because some people say, do you have time tomorrow to connect? I said, no, I don't have time. Let's just message here and then like let's see how things go. But some of them, I mean, like if they're my friends, I let them come on my live streams. Like I think it was yesterday. Like I had a friend came on my live stream, Carol. So then we get to know each other more there. So we chat, and then like it's like we're getting to know each other, but at the same time on live stream too. So why not, right? Because like unfortunately, I don't really have a lot of time on my calendar. Like, hey, do you have 50 minutes to chat and stuff? So because like I don't, like, if you want to chat with me, then just schedule a time with me, and then like we or something, because it has to be on my calendar. Yeah. So and anyway, that's how I hope that answers the question. So it's really like I just trust my gut instinct, and then my intuition, like if I like this person. So there's really no particular steps or rules. Like it's just with any relationship, right? If they you feel good about this person and then like them, then you open yourself up, and then make that connection, and then let that relationship evolve on its own.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. In full honesty here, right, to everybody who's listening, this is the first time that you and I are actually connecting in person. This is how you and I are getting to know each other.
Yes.
Huh?
Yeah, I like it. It's natural. Like yesterday, there was a friend who asked me to be on their live stream. So it was with 3 other people on the live stream. So I got to know them during the live stream, and now we all like each other. Now they invite me to their group. So it's like that's how you build a community. You just have to open yourself up, give people the chances, and then who knows, like your community is just gonna grow bigger and bigger. But the most important thing is that you need to be nice, you need to be supportive, and then you can't come from a place of taker, right? Because like when you tag people and then you don't support them, it just looks like you're a taker. So you want to give as well, support, give, you support their content. So I mean, if it's like try to come up with better comments than great shares. So like at least read that, because like most of the time I can find something to say about the content, unless like it's like when I go what, then I just, but most of the time I can figure out what to say. But sometimes some of them are harder than that. But when I'm in the mood, it takes energy too, right? So when I look at my newsfeed, I'm like, okay, I have something to be an expert or whatever, or really connected. Because like some people say, yeah, I have to really connect to the content to respond. Not really. If you're gonna wait to do that, then you're gonna wait forever to network or like or grow your audience or meet people.
Yeah, I mean, you've got a limited amount of time to take in the content. I think, by the way, out of all the platforms, I think LinkedIn definitely has the best content, right? It's very thoughtful. It's very thought-provoking, but it is content that if you don't have something to say about, you should move on and find something else right away, because there's more than enough content out there for you to like, right? So if you're sitting there trying to think of a comment to put on there, you probably didn't resonate with it the way you should have.
Yeah. So I mean, or like if you can just resonate a little bit to the content, I think you can say something about that just to support the person, because like or like sometimes, or if you're friends with a person, then you can comment, or not comment, you can message the person and maybe are you open for me to give you some tips or something, but only after a while that you notice like, okay, maybe they're not doing so well and you're friends, and you can give a little bit of a tip.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I completely agree with that. One of the things that I started doing recently was I first came on and I had I think about 4 months worth of content already created, already posted on YouTube, and my plan was to just put it here on LinkedIn. But I very quickly realized the content that goes on YouTube is very different than the content that goes here. The content here. Exactly. Yeah, it's much more one-on-one. It's much more verbal. When YouTube, I'm preaching, I'm teaching exactly what it is that I want people to learn out there. Here, I'm having more organic conversations, which is leading into a teaching moment.
Exactly. And then also someone actually was shaming me the other day about like
Yeah.
so okay, LinkedIn is a professional platform, and I feel like for a lot of people they don't like to get it too political or controversial topic. If you notice that, it's not a
Mhm.
platform where people talk about that a lot. So like it's more on Facebook or Instagram. So doesn't mean that we don't care, like the recent events and stuff like that. There are people who talk about that too. So
Right.
this woman, she's like, I don't know what her issue is, but she wanted more influencers to talk about the recent events. Like we should have more of that highlight, whatever. So I have done one post about that, but I don't want to do a lot of posts about that. But she had an issue. She was dead set on like trying to make a post and trying to shame all the influencers or convert all the influencers to talk more about it. So
Right.
I just can't handle it, because I pretty much just told her, hey, LinkedIn, I think if you notice, I've been here for a long time. I come here every day. Like I see people's content. A lot of them are coming on LinkedIn because like they don't like to be on Facebook or like on other places that are controversial. So they like it here because it's kept professional and business oriented. So
Right.
yes, you can talk about recent events sometimes, but that's not the main focus of the entire platform. And she really wants that we need to have more focus, more attention, whatever. So she was trying to shame me, and then like I said, okay, this is not worth a conversation. So I had to block her because she just kept on going and going and going.
Oh,
Like
wow.
you shouldn't be shaming people for whatever they do. And then plus like she has very few followers and she doesn't know anything about LinkedIn. She's just gonna shoot herself in the foot by going that route and and then trying to
Wow.
get on the nerves of influencers or other people who's been on LinkedIn for a much longer time.
Right. And I remember I saw one of your postings. I think it was a cops kneeling down. I saw that.
Yes, yes,
I thought it was
yep.
very relevant with the time that's going on right now.
Exactly, exactly. So I do that, but and once in a while, and I try to steer clear of any controversial, like political stuff. Like I just, I just don't want to get into like build my brand and all that. And then once in a while, I can talk about recent events or something, or my some personal story. But yeah,
Right.
I try not to talk too much about all that political stuff.
No, I agree. I mean, you're not avoiding it, right? That's the main point. You are
Yep,
talking
yep,
about it,
yep,
but you're
yep.
talking about it in your own fashion. Whether
Exactly,
it's a lot of volume or a little bit of volume, you've got something to say about it.
exactly, exactly, exactly. Yep, yep.
Great. Well, Christine, I just want to ask you before we wrap up,
Yeah.
what is the future look like for Teh Financial Coaching? If I told you 10 years from now, you could see the future, what is it that where do you want to be at?
I think I would create more digital courses, because like I this way that I have because I'm trying to shift more my so I was very encouraged after I launched my LinkedIn online course. It's been going well. So it encouraged me to do another online course. So I want to do an online course for my financial coaching, which is around financial literacy. So it's a bundle of courses about teaching you about financial literacy from A to Z. Maybe you just finished college or whatever, and then you want to learn what are credit card, what are debt, and all that, investments, retirement. Then I want to put that in one package so they can just learn on their own. And then when they're ready to go one-on-one, then they can hire me for one-on-one coaching.
That's amazing. Okay, so that's where you want to see the
So,
future of your company going.
well, I don't know about if it's 10 years, but I still want to do one-on-one. I still want to
Right.
do digital, but more like in the sense that it will be more passive income, and then like to have one-on-one time with me will be more premium services, because like coaching one-on-one, you only get paid when you have that one-on-one session, right? So
Yeah.
digital product you can still scale. So I'm trying to focus more on something more scalable, but at the same time, and then maybe I might do group, at least like there's more people there and I can support more people at one time. But there are people who need one-on-one coaching. I mean, that's just the nature of it. Sometimes it's just hard, like counseling, you have to do one-on-one. Like
Yeah.
it's very hard to do group counseling when someone has a very specific issue. So I will always have one-on-one. It's
Mhm.
just gonna be in a more premium services, and then like they might get a discount if they have purchased my other products already.
That makes sense. Okay. Well, hey,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
wish you the best of luck in the future. And I think what you're doing is just paving the path for a lot of other influencers who are coming behind you. I know for a fact when I found out that within a year you were able to grow your following, it gave me a lot of hope because obviously in the beginning you don't see exponential growth. You just see little scalable growth here and there. So I do believe there's like a bump coming up sooner or later with consistency. So I want to thank you for that.
Yeah, and then yeah, you're very welcome. And then like I do a lot of back end work to grow my followers, and it's not through sales pitching and stuff like that. So I do a lot of back end work, and then that's where I explain everything in my LinkedIn course. And so you can just sit there and like, oh yeah, people are gonna follow me. So you also have to do a lot of work. So I do a lot of engaging, going out there, showing. So content is just one way for me to grow my following and also my business. But you have to do a lot of back end work as well. So I do spend a couple of hours total just doing all of that work that I told you about. So content, maybe 1 hour is set aside, then other times then it's doing a lot of other stuff that I'm gonna talk all about that on my LinkedIn course. And once in a while, I do give free tips about like LinkedIn here and there, like, but not a lot, like just to show them a glimpse of what I teach in my course. So I think I'll do more of that little here and there, so that way they know like what I'm trying to do and how I can help them.
Absolutely. So, Christine, if somebody wanted to sign up, where do they need to go right now to sign up for it?
Yeah, just go to my website. So my last name is TEH, so tehfinancialcoaching.com. So tehfinancialcoaching.com. And then you can see everything's there under work with me. You can see LinkedIn coaching, LinkedIn course, the online budgeting course, the financial, you can read all about me on that website. And of course on LinkedIn, like how you found me. So just find me by my full name, Christine Teh, TEH.
Perfect. Christine, thank you so much for taking the time out. I know you're very busy and I definitely appreciate your time over here.
Yeah, no, thank you so much. I'm glad you confirmed with me that we're gonna do a podcast interview instead, so that way it's easier versus like scheduling another time to make it more time efficient. So I appreciate that. Yeah.
No,
And then right.
no, absolutely. And you know what? As soon as we start a second one, there's a second podcast coming. I'm waiting for my LinkedIn Live to be active. And as soon as that one goes active, I'm definitely going to shoot you out another invite.
Oh, live. Yes, for sure. I'd love to come on your live. So just let me know anytime. I would love to be a guest.
Will do. All right, Christine, thank you so much. And for everybody else who's listening on the Culture Podcast, I just want you guys to know, if you want to know where to go to find out about the 5 habits to change your life and scale your business, go to velaniconsulting.com/GIE. Again, that's velaniconsulting.com/GIE. Thank you so much, Christine, and hopefully we'll catch up soon.
Yes, great. Thank you so much, Faisal. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.